Good night, all. Good night. Oh, much better, much better, much better. I want to start tonight's discussion by throwing a challenge out to you, the audience. Don't worry, it's not going to be too difficult. I want you to take a few minutes just to close your eyes, and imagine what the future of the energy sector will look like. What are going to be the new technologies? What would they look like? How will energy be sourced? Open your eyes. The truth of the matter of the fact is that the future of the energy sector may somewhat look like this. The International Energy Agency predicts that over a third of the world's supply of energy will be sourced by renewables in the near future. This therefore means that we can reach 50% sustainable energy by 2020 and 100% by 2030. I think that's quite exciting, don't you? But what does the future of the energy sector look like for the utility? It may somewhat look like this. The increased integration of renewables, battery storage, microgrid technology. You heard Roger mention a number of those things. But the truth of the matter of the fact is that the future for the utility is right now. They have already embraced a vision of 100% renewables, 100% electrification. Proof of this is in their $40 million investment in this 10-megawatt solar PV farm in Lamberts, St. Lucie. But what are some of these other changes that are going to take place? There we go. The emergence of IPPs, independent power producers, they call them, small, medium-sized enterprises who now have the ability to produce energy to be sold to customers for use, transitioning former consumers of energy to now producers of energy. The way in which energy is also stored and delivered will be changed. Consumers are going to have more choices. Do I go to the utility or do I go to IPP? What is definitely clear is that change is ahead, and it is coming quickly. Are you ready? The advent of battery storage is also going to be another significant change. It is going to bring with it efficiencies in terms of energy conservation, energy efficiency, and accordingly to the reports that I've been reading, it also has the potential to become both a consumer and producer of energy. Additional changes are also going to take place in the format of the utility. They're going to be integrating, as Roger would have said, much higher forms of technology and intelligence into their programs and systems. But enough talk about the utility. What is the future going to look like for you, the consumers? In the EV market, the future is going to translate where electric vehicles become the new norm. But who's really guiding and championing this process? Major manufacturing giants, such as China, are leading the world ahead. Currently, there are over 600,000 EVs on the Chinese roads, and their 70,000-strong taxi fleet is already looking to convert to electric vehicles. The government is also significantly pushing this ahead. By 2018, 8% of the manufacturers' production of vehicles must be in the transformation of electric vehicles. Batteries. Batteries will be used to power homes. Can you imagine sleeping in your bed and batteries are being used to power the appliances in your homes? What does this mean for consumers? Enhanced energy efficiency, increased energy savings, yay, reduced CO2 emissions, and the faster integration of smart technology. What will be the past and what will be the future? Are service stations going to be part of our past, with the emergence of charging stations being very much part of the future? But who or what is responsible for this change? Is it President Obama and his really strong climate change agenda? Is it Vice President or former presidential candidate Al Gore and his extremely successful scientific documentary, The Inconvenient Truth? Or do I dare say, could it possibly be President Donald Trump? The emergence of civil society organizations as change agents, I personally believe, are a key proponent and have driven the process forward, specifically in Barbados. So who are these civil society organizations? Can we all say BREA, 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 BREA? But of course I'm going to say that. I'm the executive director of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association. I have to come better than that. But in the case of Barbados, has civil society really facilitated a change? In the early 90s, we saw a process where we had private sector, those little blue agents, we have government, those little orange agents, and we have civil society, those little yellow agents, operating basically in silos. Not a real relationship, not a lot of dialogue. Nothing really much was being done. With the advent of the late 90s, we saw a change in that shift. A new paradigm was created. We had the formation of the social partnership. We saw a greater forging of relationships between the private sector, civil society, and government. Dare I say, private sector has now become part of civil society, and civil society is now dialoguing with government and the private sector. Civil society organizations are therefore active drivers of change. How much of you knew that it was actually the Barbados Renewable Energy Association that commissioned a study, 100% Renewable Energy Barbados? That was a question. Oh, perfect, that's great. The study was commissioned by BREA and conducted by Professor Olaf Homeyer. The study was entitled 100% Renewable Energy Barbados and Lower Energy Bills. In 2014, BREA, a civil society organization, pioneered that, shaping government policy, driver of change. Civil society organizations are also watchdog agencies, saying no to poor installations, unethical practice, no to unfair market practices, and no to consumer misrepresentation. But in the face of all of those no's, we also say yes. Yes as local advocates, less as educators, yes as stimulus for education the populace and masses. And in 2015, with the support of the Human Resource Development Strategy, the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, with our very own Jerry Franklin, he's here, Jerry, partnered with Dr. Tom Rogers to produce the first ever consumer guide, putting the power into the consumer in terms of educating them on what they would need to know in terms of the integration of such technologies into their home. The following year, in 2016, again with the support of the Human Resource Development Strategy, we initiated another study on energy efficiency, meant to once again engage and sensitize consumers on the importance of the incorporation of energy efficiency as an important precursor to the integration of these technologies. We are also defenders of standards. What does this mean? We promote the training and certification of our members and persons within the sector. We want to see the emergence of the Certified Energy Manager certification. We want to seek and approve the emergence of the LEED credential. We've worked, and one of our members, William Solar, has partnered with the Barbados Community College as well as the SJGPPP to initiate the first ever Level 2 CVQ in solar PV installation. I think that that's a significant achievement, don't you? We are also champions of the citizens. In 2011, we facilitated the national town hall meetings on the Renewable Energy Rider Program. In 2012, we facilitated the national town hall meetings on energy efficiency. In 2015 and 2016, we facilitated the Renewable Energy Road Crawls. And most recently, just last year, BREA partnered with the Central Bank of Barbados to host the first ever civil society regional renewable energy conference by a civil society organization. But what would the past, present, and future of the energy sector look like without civil society organizations? This is just my view. It will look something like this: stagnant, a tree, standing alone, without any roots, blowing meaninglessly in the wind. But with the advent of civil society organizations, we've been able to change this concept. In closing, I want to leave this lasting image with you. What does this energy sector look like now? Much more integrated. A lot more dialogue has taken place, a lot more conversations. It has facilitated a process where the highest level of the country has been brought to the table, and we're able to communicate and dialogue on a timely and in a convenient manner on issues relating to the renewable energy sector. Civil society, relevant or not? You tell me.